God has made his kingdom with his people on earth. You think about that for a few moments and how powerful that is. That God is with us. This is what John tells us. But you and I look around this universe and probably say to ourselves, God is with us? Look what's happening. Well, a lot of things are happening. We have a tendency, I think, to look at the negative all the time and not looking at the positive. I remember, I don't know how long ago, it was a while back, there used to be a news program on each evening, like there still are. They used to show at least once a week what a community was doing in their neighborhood, no matter where it was in this country. And they were all positive things, and it was uplifting. It wasn't all this other negative stuff that you and I hear day after day. And then we hear Jesus. He says, I give you a commandment. Love one another. I think of all the things that Jesus has ever said, that is probably the most powerful statement he's ever made, at least for me. Love one another. Each of us can look in our own personal lives. We can look back to the time we were little kids in grammar school or high school, even in college. We look back and some of us will say, yeah, people love me all over. My parents, my grandparents, my aunts, uncles, nephews, and cousins, and all these other people. They really love me, and they showed that to me. And I feel so great. But then there's others. There's others who don't say that, who've gotten very little love in their lives. And as I reflected upon these scriptures for this Sunday, something hit me. Because I thought about who sent Jesus into this world. God did, right? God sent Jesus into this world. And when people rejected Jesus, they rejected the one who sent him. When you stop and think, all of us, when people come into your life and into my life, who's sending them to us? To me, it's Jesus. Look at your own personal lives. How did your spouse, your future spouse in one case, how did they ever come to you? What did they see in you? There must have been something positive and good. But who sent them to you? It was Jesus. And he looks at your lives. Every day we have encounters with people. Every single day we're encountering people, whether it's at a gas station, a grocery store, at work, no matter where it may be. Why are these people coming to me? Because you can be the source of love for every one of those people. You have the power, we all have that power within us to reach out and to love our brothers and sisters. Oh, I know. Some people have, well, they're not living up to my expectations. Or they've got these negative things always about them. Why do you think you're there? You're there to help them change that to something positive. You're there to help them and lift them up. Think back when you were kids and you were growing up and you had good friends. And you hung around with them all the time. And you were able to share God knows what, everything. But you were good buddies. And if you needed help, your buddy helped you out. And if you're lucky, you went to the same high school. But you were able to share things with them. Maybe with no one else you could share that with. And what happened? Those buddies of yours, those best friends of yours, many times were the ones who helped encourage you to become a better person. Maybe they showed you skills, things you could do. You know, when I went through high school, we had no computers. And I look back and I said, gee, the greatest course I ever had in high school was typing. Oh, really? You take it, and it taught me how to type, and then when the computers came, right? It was a great course. Oh, there were other courses too, but I mean, that was one of the ones I continued to use. But the thing is, we have the power within us that God has given us because of our grace that we receive to love one another. And when people enter into our lives, let us step back for a moment and think, why is he or she coming to me? Because maybe they see something special in every one of you. Maybe there's something special about you that attracts another person. Something positive. And you're the one to give that goodness, that right, whatever else it might be, to that individual. There's some of us skilled in many different areas. You take these high school kids who go out and are on a basketball court. Someone's teaching them how to play right. Do this, do that. The same thing with baseball or any of the sports. There's people there to train them. And what happens? They improve, they get better, don't they? And the same thing with our relationship with one another. Day after day, we listen. We don't criticize, we listen. How can I help this person grow to be a better person? And when you do that, that gives them the freedom that Christ can come into them and work miracles within them to become a better person. Jesus says, love one another. He never said he never said to have expectations of others or look in the negative. No, he wants us to look at the positive in one another. And every one of you here, every one of you sitting here, have the power to do that. Don't hide it under a bushel basket. Use it. Use it to embrace your brothers and sisters. I look back at my own youth. I did not have the love that many of other people had. People came along in my life and they helped me to look at things in a better direction, in a positive direction, where I could change things in my life and make myself a better person. And we continue to grow. It just doesn't happen when we're in grammar school and high school. It continues even at our own ages, whatever age you may be. We continue to grow. And when we grow deeper into Christ. And that Christ is the center of our lives. Because Christ is working through you to work into others and to release them. It's a powerful thing. Love. I realize that many of you have been hurt. And I don't leave myself out of that. We've been hurt along the highway of life. Been rejected. One place that hurts me more than anything else is when I have people who come to me for spiritual direction or whatever else. And they start talking to me about some priest said X, Y, and Z to me. That I couldn't have my child baptized, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do... And I'm sitting there and listening to this. My heart is aching. It's aching. To hear something negative coming from somebody who should be positive. Someone who should be giving love and understanding. But where's it coming from? You look back at all those people who have touched your lives. Look back at them. Particularly look at the priest. Have they been encouraging to you? Have they lifted you up? Have they been open to hear you and listen to you? That's our responsibility as a priest. When I hear so many negative things about what priests are doing in this country, I'm embarrassed. I'm really embarrassed. Because that's not our role. Jesus said to love one another, not shut the door on them, to lift them up, to show them mercy, to show them forgiveness. That's what we're about. And today I ask you to do me a favor. All these priests who may have hurt you, not just physically, but mentally, think back. Can you forgive them? This is a year of mercy. The Pope Francis is calling us to give, to forgive, to have mercy, to look back and forgive these men. And in our prayer, hopefully, if they're still alive, that their lives will be changed because of your prayers. Hopefully, they will become the men of God they have been called to be. And be open and loving to you when you come with your little problems or big problems, whatever else. That they don't slam the door in your face. That they open you with open arms. That's what we're supposed to be about. And as I said before, I'm ashamed and I'm embarrassed when I hear about other priests and what they're doing in their lives. We don't shut the door on anyone because you are God's people. It is with your grace and your prayers that we can be healed, every one of us. Please don't give up. Pray for those who have injured you or hurt you and have mercy on you. And rejoice with those who give you their love and their concern.